those licks I was just playing in the intro use a combination of the major pentatonic with minor pentatonics, targeting chord tones with an emphasis on color tones.
Well, that sounds pretty fancy. And it is. Unfortunately, we don't have to worry about any of that mumbo-jumbo and still achieve a high level of fanciness. All we gotta do is play these licks, and all that extra stuff comes with automatically at no extra charge.
Cool blues licks. That's what we're doing today on Ray Plays Guitar. Let's get into it. So one of the tools that I used that helped me target chord tones and color tones is just envisioning the triad of whatever chord is going on at the time. Then I hang all the other notes that I want to play off of these triads. So the triad we play off of the A chord is this. A triad. We have a third, fifth, and root. We're also going to add the flatted seventh here. For the 4 chord, we're going to use this shape. Root, third, fifth, and the 7th is here. For the 5 chord, we can take that same shape we did for the D and move it up a whole step. And we have that. Or we could use this triad. We have a root, third, fifth. Fifth is also down here. This is also the Woody Woodpecker triad. So just keep these triads in mind as we go through these licks. Let's get into the licks right now. So here's the first line. So the first lick happens over an A chord, or an A7 chord. And we're really just outlining that triad we were just talking about, this A triad. We're starting on the 3rd string with 5 and 6, then going to the 2nd string with 5 and 7, and then we're ending on the 1st string with 2 5th frets. And it starts on the and of beat 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That's the first little lick. The next lick happens over a D chord, D7. This lick starts on the 2nd string. We're going to slide from 6 to 7. Then on the 1st string, we're going 5, 7, 5. And then sliding into 8, then 5, 7, 5, going to 7 of the 2nd string, ending on 5 of the 1st string. Here's the first 2 licks together. So that last little bit, now we're back over this A7 chord that starts on the flatted 7 here, color tone. 8th fret of the 2nd string, 8 slide the 7, go into 5. Then we go to the 3rd string, 7, 5, 6. Ending on a root on the 4th string here, 7th fret, 4th string. Here's the whole first line. 1 and 2 and 3. Now the second line is pretty much the same thing. It starts off with this lick again. The second lick is different. So the second lick here, I like this one a lot. It's basically just minor pentatonic. This happens over the D chord, over the D7 chord. We're starting here on the 8th fret of the first string and going 8, 5, 8, 5. And that first note, I'm going to bend at the very tail end of it, right before I go. I'm going to give it a slight bend. Then that's the first half. First half of the lick. Second half of the lick. Here I'm hitting the blue note, 8th fret of the 3rd string, sliding down into 7, then going 5, 7 to 7 of the 4th string. Ending with 3rd string, 5, 6 to 1st string, 5. There's our root. Again, that's just minor pentatonic ending on a major third, or the color tone. One of the notes in that triad. All right. Now, here's we're on the 3rd line. We're at the E7 chord, or we're leading into that chord. Okay, so this lick, it starts off with similar pickup notes to what we were doing over the A chord before, but this time we're actually going to start on beat 3 instead of the and of 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and start off with these 3 notes. 5, 6 of 3 to 5 of 2. Then we continue with 2nd string, 6, 7. 1st string, 5. Now we're at the E chord. And here, again, we're kind of targeting these notes of this E chord. Here I'm going to the 7th fret, or hammer on from 5 to 7, 1st string. Then sliding from 3 to 4, going to 5 of 2. Now we're going to go into the D7 chord. We kind of start off the same way we were doing before on that D7 chord. second string 6 to 7. Then doing that move again. But now we're going to end with we're targeting color tones here of the D chord, 3rd and flatted 7th, and we're throwing in the 5th in here. So that little lick, 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4 and a. Then we're going to end it with the turnaround. So here I'm always going to go back to this note here, this A on the 5th fret 1st string, starting with the 8th fret of the 2nd string, then bringing that down to 7, 6, and then both on 5. Then we're going to hit the 2nd and 3rd string, both on 7, 7, 8, 9. Here we're hitting the root and the 3rd of a D, D sharp, and then an E chord. And that's it. The backing track that I was using is a brand new one that I just put together. I'll put the link here. I'll also put the link down in the description so you can play along. If you have any questions or comments, please leave those below. If you found this video helpful, do me a favor. Hit that like button, share this video with your friends, subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit that notification bell. But most of all, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Really appreciate it. We'll see you next time.